Welcome back to Character Select.
Are you going to put any of that conversation we just had into the episode?
About potato chips?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, do it.
Alright.
You heard him, Jim.
So we're going on to the finale here, where we're going to go to the enemy Sky Temple and steal their stuff. Which I think I want to go to the portal here to get there. So I'm going to do that.
I mean, we've been there once before. It's basically the entrance that you first... It's the entrance you took to get there, to get the light side in the very first, the start of the game. That is how you get into the dark side as well.
Huh.
We've actually been... Yeah, we've been there once before, accidentally.
So I need to go over here.
I believe it was
pardon me.
full of Metroids. No, wait. That was this chamber. That was this room right here. It was full of Metroids on the other side.
Oh yeah, I had to go through there to get
A key, I believe. There was an Ingstorm. Yeah.
Oh man. So I found out that Ingstorm. I was like, oh, you could probably sprint through the Ingstorm.
No, you cannot.
The next room is full of Ingstorm and has 0 regeneration points, like no light at all. So no, you can't. It's literally impossible. And it has a puzzle that requires like 5 or 6 minutes to actually complete, by which point the Ingstorm has definitely killed you. So
yeah, it's like, it's not this room.
There's a portal in this room though, and this is where we need to get to.
I guess so.
I just gotta fucking remember how to get to the goddamn portal. Shut the fuck up,
So,
bees.
we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
We were.
Yes. We were asking what my
so you
favorite
told us-
class was.
Yeah, and then you said that you had a different favorite, or you didn't even tell me what your favorite class was.
I didn't get
about
around to it, no.
So go ahead.
Well...
Oh, wait, I'm an idiot.
It's hard to say. I've played one class in Pathfinder more than any other class. That is just by circumstance, I guess. Unfortunately for me, I have never had the pleasure of playing a full caster in D&D. In Pathfinder. Because somebody also always takes, like, the sorcerer or the wizard before I get a chance to. Because they want to be that person. They want to be that, you know... Because magical classes are way fucking more powerful than martial classes in Pathfinder.
Generally speaking, yes. Which was one of the big problems with 3rd edition, was that
the magic classes were just much better.
Oh yeah. I did go the wrong way, but I got a missile expansion, so it was totally not worth it.
So I've never had a chance to play those, like, really play those. I like Oracle the Oracle class is really nice. I like that one. But the class I played more than any other is the Paladin. And I have gripes.
Love Paladins.
I have a gripe about the Paladin so much. In what way? In that their spell casting is absolute trash.
Oh yeah.
Because they are a martial class that has spell casting ability, but all of their spells are standard actions. Which means if you want to buff yourself up, you either have to be careful enough to get the drop on your enemies, or you have to waste 1 or 2 rounds of combat just buffing yourself. They fixed that. Honestly, they shouldn't. They fixed that problem in the quote-unquote Paladin 2.0, which is the War Priest they released in the hybrid hybrid classes stuff. And I mean, the War Priest is literally a combination of the Paladin and Cleric classes.
Right.
And it has basically all the same spells as the Paladin has access to, except The War Priest spell list are specifically modified in their descriptions to all be swift actions, which is exactly what the Paladin needs to be a lot more effective. That being said, I have played Paladin, I think, 6 different characters, which is substantial.
That is quite a few.
Mm-hmm. And my favorite character that I've ever played ever in any game was a Paladin. I had...
Interesting.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I literally played the fucking From Rags to Riches hero's journey as a Paladin, and that was that character, and it was the fucking greatest character I've ever made. You were not supposed to be in this room yet. This room does nothing for you right now, by the way.
Well, god damn it, this is where I'm supposed to go. So there's got to be a portal somewhere around here. I got to go back to the fucking base access. Fuck! I hate the fucking...
Yeah, I play... Yeah, so yeah. I play... That is probably... Maybe not... I'm not sure if it's my favorite class, but it's definitely the class I've played more than any other.
Okay. Fair.
My favorite thing is to not bother that in particular is specifically that character actually did make use of their spells, though not very much in combat. There was very much a preemptively buffing themselves up,
right,
before engaging or using their spells in not combat ways, like not directly fighting, but as shows of power, not as just in order to kind of like a grand act kind of thing, like a big show of force, kind of like flash and awe kind of stuff.
Shock and awe,
like
it's being
big
like, you face
stuff.
off against a paladin now, motherfucker. Flash.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like one of the big defining moments in the game that I played in with that character. It was a world where the gods had gone to sleep, and no one has seen them really in 1,000 years. No one's talked to them. No one even knows what a cleric is anymore. That's like a thing of legend. And my character, on their adventures with the party, found a necklace in just a dungeon, and it had a spirit inside of it, and they became good friends with the spirit. And even in the the purpose of the dungeon was at the end was you were supposed to put the 2 amulets into these fires to to open a door that would lead to a whole shitload of treasure. We didn't understand that. We didn't connect with that that whole thing, so we didn't do it. And we beat the dungeon anyway in a completely different way. And I kept my amulet with the spirit inside of it. And as the story progressed, I found out that spirit was the soul of a god. One of the gods.
Whoops.
Oops. And so I had become friends with this god, with this being that I knew that I was just a thing out of myth and legend. And eventually it became eventually I was able to find the body of the god. And I put the necklace on the body and restored the god to life. And in doing so, my character brought divinity back into the world. And
awesome,
and a little bit later on, my character became the very first paladin that the world has seen in 1,000 years.
Nice.
Oh, hey, look at all those shiny keys you got there.
Yay! Can now enter the Sky Temple.
I believe that's just a teleporter that will open up.
Is it? Oh, it's just a beam of light.
Yeah, teleports you directly inside.
It's a good thing I can travel along beams of light.
So this character becomes the first paladin. Unfortunately for this character, there are no other paladins in the world.
Right.
So there's no one for her to learn from, to teach her how to be a paladin, about what to do, what your responsibilities are, what you should strive to do. So she has these these like grandiose legends, and that's it. And so she's basically playing. Ooh, spooky. Well, they're really upset with you.
Well, if you think about it, at this point, Samus is basically that Alpha Splinter that you kill at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you are. You are the
basically
opposite.
Sitting here going, yeah, hey, I'm here to destroy your world. Sup?
Yeah, you are that one little bitch. Unfortunately for the Ing, there's no Samus to come and curb stomp you at your moment of victory.
Hopefully. Okay, so
it's the platform's like right behind you.
Is it?
Yeah, it's right behind you. Look behind you. A little bit more.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
You walked under it. You walked under it. Twice.
I figured. Ooh,
the save point right there.
Samus is like, I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to when that thing happened. My character was was at that point had just been a fighter, and all of her fighter levels just immediately transformed into paladin levels, like all of them. Nice. And so it was hilarious because she suddenly was had all this power at her disposal that she did not understand how to use, really.
Right.
And I like that this building is upside down.
Yeah, it's freaking me out actually.
Like this is the temple, but it is just upside down and is weird. It is a very nice little touch, kind of eerie.
I missed it again. God damn it.
God, and when I think back on that character, that character was a
Whoa,
very...
what the fuck? I jumped.
That character was a very stereotypically main character. Because no one found out until the end of the game that my character was actually the daughter of the evil emperor that was conquering the world.
Fuck.
Was at the point at the end rose up to depose her own father.
Oh my god!
What
the fuck is going on?
I don't know. You're not sticking to the
wall. I don't know
what
the hell's going on. There we go. Ba-doom.
Oh my!
This totally is upside down. I've never realized that before. Jesus.
Very much the character was very much the chosen one. The hero's journey, the chosen one kind of thing. But I like that character. They never let that
go to their head.
Yeah, they stayed a humble, kind of idealistic character, a person who had all of this, the fate of the entire world just on their shoulders, this stress and incredible, just mountainous responsibility. Oh, look at that big eyeball.
It's got tentacles.
Tentacles. Look at it. Ugh.
Seen enough Samus porn to know where this is going. Alright, so this is Emperor Ing. This is the final boss.
I've never seen porn of Samus and Emperor Ing, surprisingly enough, actually. And now that I'm thinking about it, why have I not? Because it seems like an obvious thing. This big tentacle monster and Samus. Why have I not seen that?
Probably because people hate this boss.
Maybe. I never really had a problem with this boss. I don't know.
So there's 3 scans right off the bat.
3?
I think.
Sure, it's not just 2?
Sorry, I guess it is just 2.
So you have to blow. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you want to use the Seeker missiles.
Do I?
It's got 4 tentacles. Why would you not want to use the Seeker missile?
because I've never used the secret missiles on this boss, because they're so fucking frustrating to hit. Or to use in the GameCube version.
I guess that's true. It's a little frustrating when you're getting knocked around anyway, but... Boom!
Got him.
See? Secret missiles.
Oh,
and now you
have to
want
scan
to
this.
hit... Oh yeah, there it is.
Emperor Ing Eye. Unstable Ing biomass. Central Eye is protected by a potent barrier shield. Shield does not provide complete coverage. So you gotta shoot in the little gaps here.
He does take a lot of damage from that though, so it's like...
Yeah. For all that this is the final boss of the game, Emperor Ing is not terribly difficult.
It's not actually the final boss of the game.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to keep the suspense, goddammit. Why do I keep doing that when I know that his tentacles are not going to get hurt?
It's actually exactly like the first game. Actually, now that I think about it, that is a theme in all 3 games.
The final boss is
not
always
actually
has
the final
phases.
boss.
Well, it's the theme in a lot of Metroid, or a lot of games in general, if you think about it.
The boss that you think is the final boss is not actually the final boss.
Well, the final boss has more than one form or something like that, you know?
So you should just fire a nice fat super missile right in there.
Easier said than done, it keeps shifting. See?
Well, that was just, you weren't, ahead of it enough.
Plus, I can do an awful lot of damage just by shooting him.
But you can take out like a full third of his hit points with one super missile. Also, he gets a lot more tentacles. That's a lot I have a lot of bad memories of that campaign, of that D&D campaign, and sadly, as much as I liked it, I had a lot of problems with it too.
I never thought to use secret missiles on this boss. Yeah, I mean, every D&D game has its ups and downs, right?
It's just inter-party conflict.
Those always suck.
One of the frustrations of the character was that it never seemed like the rest of the party was really particularly interested in saving the world. They all seemed to have interests. They allowed their other personal interests to just take over their lives,
overshadow what they were doing.
The grand threat that was looming over everybody's, and it was a really frustrating, for me and for the character, because it seemed like the people who should be were best in position to stop what was going on didn't really care, except for herself. So that little thing right there was really weird and interesting, because those tentacles were coming out of portals of light. Like, they were...
Were they?
If you look at those portals, they're blue and green. They are a blue-green color.
Huh.
Strangely enough, Emperor Ing is creating portals out of the dark world and into the light. Because, I mean, that makes sense, because I get, in a way, because there are no dark portals into the dark world. But a dark portal into the light world and light into the dark world. So if he wants to surprise you with that kind of stuff, it's got to be a little, weird. It's a little weird because it's a very roundabout way of attacking you, but...
It's very true. Damn it. He also starts moving the shield a lot faster once you start doing more damage. Makes it harder to hurt him. Oh my god, so many fucking tentacles.
That's a lot. Some of the things that my character had to do in that campaign were... Well, my character was of the opinion that you had the nature of the threat was so grand that it was one of those things where she had to put aside her personal morality sometimes to do what needed to be done. Which, see, look, they're light portals.
They totally are, huh?
So yeah, I had to.
What? How did I not
had to put aside her personal sense of right and wrong to do things for the greater good of
which is an interesting thing for a paladin to have to do.
Of all others. Like, it was very much a world-ending threat. And so it was like, I have to do, like, it doesn't matter, like, what I want doesn't matter. If I don't do absolutely everything that I can, even things that would make me uncomfortable, literally everybody could die.
And that's unacceptable, obviously, for a hero anyway.
Yeah, so I have to do everything that... I have to do what has to be done, even if I don't like it. Even if it makes other people think less of me, I have to save the world. Because at the end of the day, if I don't save the world, who's going to judge me and look down upon my actions if everyone dies? So, and now we're on phase 2.
So Emperor Ing just ate itself.
Yes.
And hardened into a shell.
Yes.
And started spewing fucking phazon gas everywhere, which hurts, but you gotta scan this thing first.
Yep. Emperor Ing
regenerating Ing ruler. Target's regen shell is magnetically charged. 11 weak points have been detected. Target them with concussive blasts to shatter the regen shell.
Magnetically charged. You know what that means. Yeah. Oh. When they don't have tentacles all over them. So yeah, you can...
Actually, when they do have tentacles all over them.
I think you actually have to use the power bombs. Oh no, you just have to use a bunch of bombs, like 3 bombs on each one.
Well, no, you have to hit it when there's tentacles actually coming
really?
out, and then kill the tentacles. Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, you just have to hit them a lot.
Got him. Oh my god, and of course there's little fucking Ings all over the place.
And I believe the gas rises, too.
Oh yeah. As you blow them up, you have a limited amount of time before this whole battle just starts eating away at you.
Eating. And those tentacles do not do, are not weak.
Oh, fuck off.
They do a substantial amount of damage. And while you don't take a lot of damage from the gas...
Over time, this battle can get very frustrating. Yeah, see, the
thankfully
gas
you have
just
like
rose up.
8 power bombs.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Imagine doing this with 2.
Oh yeah, it'd be annoying.
I've done it.
Like the greatest example of that I can think of my character doing things that were a bit morally questionable for the for the good of everybody, for the greater good, and the end.
The greater good.
The ends will justify the means, kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that my character's god when they woke up didn't have their full power. Very much, I had to collect more pieces of power to feed to my god to make them, empower them and make them wake up. Which had a side effect of making our army's paladins stronger, which was needed at the end to fight the army of darkness. Essentially, needed to be countered by our own forces.
Got him.
And hey, he's gonna explode.
Yay, he died.
Sort of. No, he did. No, he didn't. They're on phase 3.
This song is kind of iconic, actually. To me, at least.
Now, does he kind of look like the shell of Metroid Prime to you? Just a little bit?
Kind of. Altered ruler of the Ing Horde. Further phase-on mutation of the Emperor Ing has occurred. The creature only seems to take damage when its heart is light or dark. Find a way to change the heart to one of these colors.
Now you have to polarity hit it.
For anybody that's terribly curious, that's why I've not been doing that.
I found it very strange that the Ing do that.
Light portals with light energy?
They fire beams of light at you. Like the warrior Ings will do that too. They'll fire like this like screeching like blue silver beam at you. But Emperor Ing here is very clearly hitting you with just raw light, which is very weird.
I don't remember how to hurt this guy.
You have to polarity hit him with...
I am.
Well, you have to figure it out.
I'm trying to, anyway. Nope, I got hit him with light energy. Okay.
Yeah. It's a bit subtle, but you'll get the coloration. One of the quests we went on was to get one of her aspects back. And we did, and managed to do it without a fight. And this one was earlier in the game. Without a fight, my character was there with the boss, which was the aspect of my god, and just talked to it for like an hour, and eventually talked it down and willingly had it rejoin with the rest of it itself. However, the other part was a bit rougher, because I had to find a piece of a dead god to feed to my god. One of the gods had been fucking... The reason they all went to sleep and into hiding, because one of them got fucking murked by the big bad. Like, killed.
Nice.
Went into their place of power and just killed it, which scared the others so much that they went into hiding, which is sort of understandable, I guess. Unfortunately, we've tracked this piece to the lair of a mythical being, a vampire, which is something no one has seen ever. And the big bad is the only vampire, the big bad of the whole world, like the ultimate evil is that everyone knows about and thinks about, is a being of legend, is a vampire. But not this vampire. The vampire lair we're going to is the vampire that made the guy who basically caused the apocalypse.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So this was like, okay, guy, this was a freaky fucking thing. Like, it was a daunting task. And, like, a thing that could kill us all easily if we handled this poorly. So, keep in mind that the rest of the group didn't really want to do this. They didn't want to do this. But this was something that was so key to my character that I was willing to do it on my own. Which would almost, if it probably would have, if it had been down to a fight, would have killed my character easily, because this is the one person going in on this alone. Which would have been something my character might have done, because this would have been one of the hugest things that could have helped us. And that was one of the frustrations, was all my character ever wanted to do was give us the best fighting chance to win and save the world. And no one wanted to really help her do that. which was endlessly frustrating for me.
Well, knowing some of the people that you play with, that doesn't really surprise me.
I guess. So, what happened was...
Oh my god! Fucking die!
Aw, Dave.
Continue.
I think it needs to be hit by dark. No, wait.
No, it's... There we go. Now it needs to get hit by light.
Okay, you got it. Okay. This boss is an asshole because of that one fucking leg right in the fucking front of its body.
I mean, he's using good tactics. He's blocking.
I know. It's smart. It's really annoying. How dare this boss fight smart and,
Also, one of the things that I really like about this boss is that as you do more damage, the energy in his mouth glows brighter.
Really?
Because he's losing control of the planetary energy.
Oh, I guess he is. Oh, yeah, I guess that is it right there inside of him. You know what? I'm betting that's why he can fire beams of light.
Ooh. Yeah, probably.
He's siphoning the energy from the light world to try and kill you.
It would make sense. Oh boy.
So
fucking spider crab bullshit.
Infiltrate the vampire's lair. And we don't start a fight. At all.
Why not? Don't you want to fight the vampire?
No, we really don't.
Yeah.
What ends up happening is we have an audience with the vampire. And my character lays out the threat of the world and asks, "Can you help me save the world? I need this. I need this thing you have." And the vampire really doesn't give a shit, but is intrigued. But is intrigued by by my character's plight, and that a paladin would get down on their knees and beg a vampire for help. So we spend the night. Well, my character is invited to spend the night in the vampire lair.
Right.
And basically the rest of the party say, "Okay, bye," and they leave.
See ya.
They just
rest of the party is
they straight
dicks.
up left my character in the vampire lair. Surprisingly enough, though, one of them later on turned around after they had gotten outside and went back in to stay with me, which was a surprising thing, very refreshing. My character was very surprised to see that someone had was actually willing to do this with her. And all they wanted in return was blood from us.
Oh, well.
Which I gave.
That's...
Which I gave. And I was allowed to take the thing. Unfortunately, what really pissed off everybody and made this really difficult was that the vampires had a lot of slaves. They had a lot of people, just people enthralled to them and being clearly used as food. But if we wanted to save them, we would have had to have started a big fight with all these vampires.
And you would have gotten your ass
We would have been killed.
Basically.
And then the heroes would not be there to save the world. So if we got into a fight to save...
greater good.
So if we got into a fight to save these 36 or so people, we would have doomed the rest of the world to death. And I had to stop some of the others. My character had to stop one or two of the others from essentially starting a fight, because they saw this as an affront that could not be tolerated. Meanwhile, my character was thinking to the future, and that was more important. Right. And that if we died here and the world ends, who's going to save these people down the line? If I save the world, I can come back and put a stop to this.
Right. Let's talk about what we're doing right now as opposed to what we need to do right now.
Yes.
Also, I'd like to point out that in stark contrast to fucking Metroid Prime, this guy is kicking my ass.
You are down most of your energy tanks.
There we go. Oh, thank God you're using light. Okay,
Darkness,
I can kick your ass now.
Light. The easy one.
Yeah, because light has
one more good.
abilities.
One more.
No, he blocked it.
Boom! Yeah!
Woo! Alright. We finished your tail just in time to kill the boss.
So in the end, my character eventually goes on after that, gets the heart of a dead god and feeds it to their deity. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And now this time there's no energy controller, so what of course are you gonna do?
Suck it all in.
You're just
directly.
gonna stick your fucking face in there, while you're gonna stick your big hand in there. That seems a little
It's a
dangerous.
weird stance, Samus. Not gonna lie, Samus, it's a weird stance.
Seems a little dangerous, honestly. Just sticking your hand into a sun, but okay.
Well, hey, it worked out. Also, it fully restored my energy. Also, we have taken the last bit of planetary energy that's sustaining Dark Aether.
So Dark Aether's collapsing in on itself now.
Yep.
There is no...
Which, of course,
starts
means it's time for...
the countdown timer.
Okay, so fun fact about this particular song. This is... damn it. Remember at the end of Metroid Prime where I said that it was a shame that there was no escape sequence?
Yeah.
Apparently a lot of people said that, so they added this escape sequence. And they specifically used the music from Metroid for the escape sequence in that game.
From the first... From, when you're escaping the ship at the start of the game?
The Space Pirate Base. No, the Space Pirate Base in the original Metroid.
Oh! Really?
Yeah.
That's what this music is from?
That's what this music is from.
Huh.
Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun.
So are you ready?
I don't know how that's going to match up. Oh yeah, there's one more boss battle.
Yeah, the real
We're
boss
not done.
fight. The actual final boss, right now.
This is a cool sequence, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Samus is like,
Wait.
Phazon. Wait a minute. What do I know about Phazon?
Wait a sec.
Phazon blocks the way out.
It's just there.
You've looked better, Dark Samus.
Yeah, although it looks more...
This is awesome.
Looks more evidently like that is Metroid Prime. It has got the weird face. That is what that is.
Supercharged with Phazon energy, target's Phazon energy weaponry and defense systems are at full power. Phazon exposure has rendered Dark Samus invisible to your dark visor.
So, I mean, what else can you use to detect her? You'll have to use the Echo Visor.
The Echo Visor.
Oh, by the way.
However, the reason this is
now
actually...
she can also fire a death laser now. A beam of...
That's the, that's actually the hyper beam from the
Now she's
first
invisible.
Game. Or...
Oh.
I can see you.
Motherfucker.
So the other reason that this is actually kind of terrifying is because we have a time limit.
Yes, there's a countdown, a visible countdown to your defeat. Right there.
And for the longest time, I could not finish this boss battle.
Really?
Because I did not know how to do it.
Huh.
For anybody that was paying very close attention, you'll notice that when I did the scan, there's still one more Dark Samus scan.
Yeah, there's no...
That is not an accident.
There's one more thing.
So it is possible to use your ammo weapons on this boss. It's not really necessary.
Yeah. You don't have to. This is like a Dark Samus fight. It's very straight up. All you need is the power beam, super missiles, charge beam. That's all you really need. And the Echo Visor.
Also, the other thing worth mentioning is that Dark Samus is well aware that the planet is collapsing.
And is still fighting you. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
What she...
Oh, we at that point already?
...really wants to...
Wow.
You've taken out a quarter of her hit points. Dark Samus 4.
Unstable Phazon energy form. Target can generate shield immune to all forms of attack except Phazon energy. This is what I could not for the life of me figure out for the longest time.
Oh, really?
Dark Samus has temporarily become a being of pure yet unstable Phazon energy. She can generate a shield that is invulnerable to all attacks save one. Blasts of Phazon energy itself. Use your charge beam to collect Phazon energy that she expels, then fire it back at her. Direct hits will overload and disrupt her essence. I could not for the life of me figure out what the hell that was supposed to mean. I'm like, how am I supposed to absorb these Phazon blasts?
Oh,
it's
the
actually
ones
really
that she's
easy.
shooting at you. Those ones?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't absorb
no,
those.
She'll scatter
You absorb
those.
these.
And there.
And go, BAM!
Yeah, there you go.
It is the coolest thing, I swear to God. I didn't get enough that
I
time.
only got one.
So I couldn't figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to kick the shit out of Samus because she does have like limited moments of vulnerability here, but then this takes up so much time that you can't actually do it.
No, not really.
Ow.
Yeah.
Guess what? Boom!
See, that was my... That is the greatest character I have ever played. I played that character over the course of two physical years.
Damn.
Eventually, we did bring all that we had to bear upon the two threats to the world, including my character making an alliance with that vampire, the big bad legendary apocalypse vampire, to stop the world from ending.
Hey, look, we just finished the game.
Okay.
Oh no, I missed. How did I miss?
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I win.
Yay! Oh, there it is. A much easier fight, but it's very much I guess a victory lap of a fight, really, when you know how to do it.
It can be, but I mean, that 7-minute time limit is surprisingly generous. I think it gets shorter on harder difficulties.
Probably.
But then Dark Samus is like,
no,
I will.
So mad.
Must defeat you. Must defeat Samus.
Kill.
Must.
Kill.
And Samus literally just stares.
Kind of in horror.
And I can't
a little bit.
I can't tell if it's horror or pity.
It's What do you see? What Metroid Prime wants is to do what it did in the first game, and that was rip your suit. It ripped the Phazon suit off of you, and it wants to do that again. It wants to grab your suit and just take it as another body. Oh shit!
I don't think the Ing are happy that I destroyed their planet.
No.
Fortunately, the Phazon isn't terribly stable either.
Hey, it's
and
that
hey, look,
portal that you never could get to.
Yep. And you could never get to it specifically because... scan visor, I like that.
It's a good little...
you could never get to it because it was always encased in Phazon.
Yeah. And the other one was too high up for you to get to in the other world.
Yep. No matter what you did.
Nope, you can't get at it. And you just come on out. Hey!
Yay!
Yeah! Fucking victory!
Boom!
Yeah!
Superhero landing! Superhero landing!
Superhero landing!
Ah, it's murder on the knees.
And they're trying desperately to get out, all cramming themselves in, trying to escape their fate. But
even if they could, they can't exist in light aether. And Dark Aether actually disappears. So either it was another universe, or it was a planet physically created by the Phazon meteor. Either way, it's gone forever.
Gone.
And hey, look, the Luminoth are awake.
Yeah, they woke up.
And here's possibly my favorite part of the entire game, which is Samus back to the Varia suit, which explains why she doesn't have the light suit in other games.
Yeah, she gives back the Luminoth technology.
Yep. But she, stands up, and they're all like, oh my god, thank you so much, you saved our entire race.
You fucking saved our whole race.
We literally could never repay you enough.
Nope.
And she just walks.
Yep.
And they're like, you are the savior of our planet. And she's just like, nah, it's cool.
See ya.
See you later, guys. I don't know why it's so cool, but it is.
Just another day. Just another day in the life of Samus.
This is the special ending that we unlocked, by the way.
Zero suit. Yeah.
Zero suit. She does look slightly different from how she looked in the last one.
A little
but,
bit.
You know. Gratuitous fan service. There is one other scene, which is basically Dark Samus' rephases in space just above Aether.
Yeah.
We didn't get that one.
No.
It's a shame. Basically, Dark Samus will be back in Metroid Prime 3. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Dark Samus is literally on the box art, so you know.
Yeah. It's on the back. She's on the back of this guidebook, too.
But yeah, so that was Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Yeah.
And definitely one of the better ones for how far they decided to go with like the design choices and the world design and all that.
The aesthetics.
But definitely one of the weakest for the 100% collection class.
Oh yes, absolutely. Very, very tedious.
In fact, I think the only one that I would say is worse is Metroid Zero Mission, which is the remake of the first game.
Yeah.
To put this into perspective, Metroid Zero Mission does not let you get power bombs until literally 5 minutes before the final boss of the game.
Oh.
And puts power bomb hidden power-ups throughout the entire game.
That's dumb. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No.
Satoru Iwata. Kensuke Tanabe.
Yeah.
Rise of Tataba. But yeah, so this was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. Except for the collection quest that we spent fucking 2 hours doing. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
Hope you enjoyed the conversation while we were doing it, everybody.
I tried to make sure there was a conversation or a story for each of the segments there to fill the air.
So the third game will be much more straightforward, if only because we have a guide and we both played it, so we know what's coming.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that Reggie Fils-Aimé? Fils-Aimé?
Fils-Aimé, yeah. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. He, I don't know if he still is. I think he's the president of Nintendo America. Yeah. He's the guy that basically marketed the GameCube through the, I want to say the Wii U, possibly the Switch, but I don't know if he's been replaced. But yeah, we're not going to go on to Metroid Prime 3
right away.
Corruption right away.
No,
we're going to go on to some other games because Kinathis wants to play Antichamber on the channel. There's some other games that we would probably do. Probably see if I can rope you in for more golf with your friends or enemies or hated monsters.
Yeah.
Because that's always good times.
Oh yeah. It'll be.
And as always, we sit through the credits because there's one thing that I always enjoy doing.
What's that?
It's making sure that people get the recognition they deserve for making games that we like. Like seriously.
Yeah.
If this game took us what do you think, like 6-7 hours to get through? Something like that?
I think a little more than that.
Do you sit through the credits at a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
And that's only an hour and a half to 2 hours long. I mean, you got more entertainment out of this one.
True.
So why not recognize these people?
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Also, did that just say music again? Are we... No, this is different. Also, I love that they had a supervisor for just the Samus model. That makes me happy.
Do they really need that?
You, Onishi.
Really? Did they really need just a supervisor for just that? Oh, whatever.
Well, I guess if you want to make sure that everything stays canonically accurate, you kind of do.
I suppose.
But yeah, these games are incredibly solid, and I think at the time they came out, they were like not universally praised, but they were universally liked.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, these games were like, even when they came out, they were fucking absolutely spectacular. Like they were.
Metroid Prime was definitely the killer app for me.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason I bought a GameCube.
They are immaculate first-person shooters, and are nice, like, exploration games as well.
This game took 12.5 hours to finish. Holy Christ.
See? Told you it was more.
Also, now we can play in hyper mode. Yay!
The super difficulty.
So, yeah, next time on Character Select, we're actually going to change things up a little bit. and we're going to play some 100-foot robot golf. Because Kinathis definitely likes golf.
I do.
And I definitely like 100-foot robots. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And Kinathis, finally, Jesus Christ, that thing, this title screen took forever to come up. I was like, oh my god, it's so quiet.
It did take a little bit.